What is up, guys? Tom here. Welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video where today I am going to be talking about Salvation, Black Ops 3 Salvation DLC for the final DLC for Black Ops 3, which obviously means Infinite Warfare is right around the corner and will be coming out soon. But today I am going to be talking about DLC 4. Now, added in the DLC, there were 4 maps, obviously as usual, and the zombies map. This video is about the multiplayer maps, not the zombies map. There'll probably be a live stream on the zombies maps, and the kind of like a video similar to this on the zombies map coming soon. But right now, this is all about the multiplayer maps. And if you're wondering why I'm making this video now, it's because I'm on Xbox and means I don't get the DLC first and I have to wait. So here's the video now, sort of thing, because I wasn't able to play it when it came out on PS4. So on PS4 I have Xbox and it just came out on Xbox. So that is basically why I'm making this video now. So there are 4 maps, as I said. There were Rupture, which was a World at War remake. Citadel, which is not kind of any remake, it was just made. And Micro, which is pretty cool. It's kind of like the one where you're tiny on a picnic table. And finally, Outlaw, which is the standoff, or a standoff remake. Standoff obviously being from Black Ops 2. So we'll get right in with the first map then, I guess, Rupture. Now, unfortunately, when I did my live stream, nobody wanted to play Rupture. Like, nobody wanted to play it at all. I didn't get in any public games of Rupture at all. However, after the live stream, I did go into custom game and kind of have a look around and play against bots. And I've also seen other people's gameplay of them in a public game. Now, in my opinion, this map seems very, very, very slow. It's one of the maps where you're not really going to be completing a TDM game because the game's going to end, basically, before you kind of do anything, before you get to the score limit. So, in my opinion, although it's got obviously the movement system speeds the pace of the map up. Obviously, if when in World at War, it would have been a lot slower, but still now it's still very slow. And I can see in a game of 6v6, this map not being very good at all. Like, you're just getting annihilated. I find this is one of the maps. This is a thing I don't like about Battlefield. Is you running for ages and then just getting shot in the back. This is what I see happening to me a lot, or I can see it happening to me if I played this map in public games. I just don't know. I just don't like kind of huge maps. I'm not a big fan, and I prefer them to keep it small and fast paced. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of Rupture. I didn't actually get to play it properly, but after the gameplay I've seen, going in custom game, looking around, playing against bots, not keen. I was even getting a shot in the back against recruit bots the first time I played it. Like, it's just not great, if I'm honest. So, moving on to Citadel. Now, I have mixed opinions about Citadel, if I'm completely honest. It's okay, but then I find there's lots of situations where it's hard to find people. The spawns are extremely, extremely dodgy. The spawns are a bit messed up. I don't know how, like, you're kind of, like, they're spawning in the very, very back of the map, while you're kind of in the front of their spawn, they're spawning in the very back. The way the map works means you can't shoot them, means they're coming all out of one doorway, so you can just be hosing them down as they walk through. This is really annoying, obviously, if you're on the team who's being hosed down, so spawns aren't very great. I do find the map very repetitive as well. If you do know there's one, like, there's a tower, where it's quite high, so you go up and then down. You can go down into the water, and I'm pretty sure you can't jump onto the top. You have to go up the stairs. So I find it very repetitive, especially because that's the area everybody goes to. I find it like, oh, somebody up here, up the tower, up, back down, into the water, back up, into the corridor, back down the corridor, up the tower. I just find it extremely, extremely repetitive. I did get one of my best gameplays off the live stream on Citadel. Although not being the best, I like to use gameplays from live streams. So that is what you're seeing right now. This is Citadel. It's kind of dark. That's something I did find about this DLC. That all the maps are quite dark. But in my opinion, Citadel is a decent map. It can get a bit repetitive, but overall, not too bad. You can get a decent amount of kills. However, I did get into a TDM game where we didn't actually finish the game. We didn't get to the score limit. So again, it got you more slower paced, but still a decent map. So moving on to one of my favourite maps in the DLC, Micro. Now, although it's one of my favourite maps, it doesn't play great, okay? Basically, my favourite thing about this map is the look. It looks absolutely amazing. Being, like, fighting on, like, a picnic table as miniature people, that is just great. I love it. It's just amazing, so bright, colourful, it's just really, really good, kind of the contrast of kind of, like, what you're doing to kind of the environment you're in, if you get what I mean, like fighting in such like a bright environment. It's really cool in my opinion. However, the map really doesn't play very well. It's kind of everybody everywhere, if you get what I mean. The way the flanks work is there's pretty much no way. So if you're in the centre, you have to run all the way back around the back of your spawn. The flanks are very kind of out wide. Like they go very wide, which means it's very easy to flank. If there's nobody on the flank, people can go right round, get all the way behind there. Then the spawns will swap. You're still attacking the other spawns. Then they'll start spawning behind you. It just gets very complicated and very annoying. The flanks definitely need to be sorted out. There needs to be a lot more ways to get from the middle to the flanks, rather than kind of just them being able to freely just walk down the sides. That definitely does need to be sorted out. And maybe the spawns also need to be sorted out so they don't kind of swap the spawns so easily. So that may need sorting out. But moving on to the final map, and probably one of the best maps of the DLC, is Outlaw, which is the standoff remake from Black Ops 2, which is obviously, it is set in the Wild West. It's got like a Wild West type theme, and obviously it was a very popular map for sniping, and in my opinion it probably still is. The amount of times I got sniped on the map, it was just crazy. Like, it's crazy annoying. If you're good at sniping, one of the best combinations on that map is a Locust and either an RK5 or an LCAR. As you go around the outskirts, pull out your RK5 or LCAR, coming down the middle, pull out your Locust. It's simple. It's one of the most deadliest combinations, I think, on that map. Although you got the VMP and things, you have to kind of stick to the outsides because the long lines of sight, you don't stand a chance, especially when there's people using these snipers. So, obviously, you have to kind of be wise about where you go and what guns you pick. That's thing, although I don't really see it being much more fast paced than it was in Black Ops 2, which is good. Obviously, there's some places you can go. You can jump straight up into windows, onto balconies, and things which you wouldn't have been able to do in Black Ops 2. But there are a few variations, which is cool. There's a few kind of like holes in the walls and things that weren't there in the original map, but you can just jump straight through. You can jump over the walls, obviously. It just makes it a bit more fast paced and a bit different. But I suppose this is the last DLC, so, well, actually, which map from this DLC is my best? It's going to have to be Outlaw, then Micro, although it didn't play very well, then Citadel, then Rupture. In my opinion, the best map was Outlaw. In every DLC, there's always been two maps which are my favourite. In my opinion, I really like Micro because of the way it looks, but if I was going to pick maps on the way they played, Outlaw would be the only one that plays well. So, in my opinion, this DLC, if I'm completely honest, seems a bit lazy. Now, I know, like, how can you make a DLC lazy? Well, the way some of the maps play is just not very different. Like, you see maps in Call of Duty, obviously, 2 remakes, the Citadel is very, very slow paced. They've got 2 very slow paced and boring maps, if I'm completely honest. They don't look the best by like any stretch of the imagination, and they're just not great maps, if I'm completely honest. Then there's Micro, which looks good but doesn't play well. There's Outlaw, that plays okay and looks, if I'm honest, not great. I don't like how it's so dark. The Wild West theme is okay, I don't like how it's so dark and dingy. It's just, I'm just not too keen on it. So, in my opinion, the DLC does seem a bit lazy. I think my favourite DLC out of all was DLC 3, the third DLC. So, yeah, there will be a video on Revelations soon and a live stream. But I hope you have enjoyed, guys. I have been Tom, and I will see you all in the next one.